And yeah, it seems like I've been making a lot more live streams lately, the last few days since the loss. Um, which ought to tell you something. And it's no shock. It's not something that um, it's not something that should shock anybody. It's kind of like a coping mechanism, I guess you can say. But obviously, that game Sunday in many different levels still bothers me. Still bothers me. And it's kind of like one of those things where in therapy, you think about something, you're scared of something. So what do they often recommend? Exposure to the stimulus, so that you can become immune to it, so you can learn to live with it. Well, this is kind of the same thing. I can't quite get over this loss. It's very, very. It's just lingering. It's lingering, and I can't quite get over it. And my coping mechanism is to, I'll think about something that I didn't think about before, that I didn't say on camera before, and I'll still come on here, or I will come on here and say it, and give you guys like different insight of what I didn't say last time, because I was so discombobulated that now that I'm in a more clear headspace, um, I can say those things rationally. Good morning, Snakebite. Good morning, Jerry G. Jerry, it's kind of tough, man. I thought you said that it didn't bother you. I thought you said you weren't worried about it. What happened? What happened within the last couple of days, man? Because I popped into Saints Uptown stream and just took a peek up in there, and I saw you were mad in there too. I thought the loss didn't bother you, buddy. So what happened within the last couple of days, if you don't mind me asking? I'm not sure if you just hadn't seen the highlights or something, but yeah, it was tough to watch. Um, so the question in the title: Can we beat Tampa Bay? So the answer to that, in a technical manner, is yes. We can beat Tampa Bay. We can. It's a winnable game, but on the surface, when you plug everything together, when you take all the weaknesses, when you look at how Tampa Bay played last night, and you look at how we've been playing, and especially that fourth quarter on Sunday, I'm not putting my hopes up. I'm not. I don't know how much faith I have, not in the players. It's not even the players. And the funny thing about it, and you can say whatever you want, and this is going to sound absurd to some people. I have more faith in the offensive line than I do the coaches. Yeah, crazy, huh? I know the offensive line is not good. We know that this is arguably the worst offensive line we've had since when Drew Brees came. Literally, the Saints have always been known to have a great offensive line every single year. Them in Dallas, and this year is arguably the worst offensive line that we have ever seen in years. I mean, years. Um, but as crazy as it sounds, I trust the offensive line to at least make some blocks more than I do the coaches to call the correct plays in the correct situations. This coaching staff is just, and it's nothing new. We all knew what it was last season. This is nothing new. But whenever you gain a perception of how nonchalant these coaches are without any kind of urgency, and you listen to Dennis Allen just talk in that post game conference, and his only generic information that he's given is, we're going to watch the film and we're going to get better. We're going to learn from this and get better. That doesn't convince me. That doesn't convince me because I've heard that every single loss 10 times last year. He said that. We're going to learn from the tape and we're going to get better. Dude, you haven't learned anything. You've learned nothing. You've learned nothing. What have you learned? Pete Carmichael has not learned how to call better plays. You have not learned how to be a leader, clearly. What have you learned? It's like saying I'm gonna get an F on. I'm gonna get you get an F on a test. Bring it home. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna get better. You bring an F on another F home. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna get better. You bring another F home. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna get better. Bro, it's not about learning and getting better on the material. It's learning and getting better on your strategy. What is your strategy? How are you handling things? Where's your leadership? Where's your discipline? That's what it comes down to. It's not about making an F on a test because you don't know the material. It's about making an F because you're not putting in the work, because you're not taking the time to study. You're not taking the time to do these little small tactics in everyday life that'll equal up to making things better in life. So when you go to practice and you say, we're going to do the same thing we've always done, but that doesn't bring me any kind of joy. I'm already anticipating failure at that point. Like, I mean, Dennis Allen ought to go to therapy for being in denial, because he is 100% in denial. You're trying not to make things sound panicky and urgent, but they are. I mean, dude, you had the same approach last year and we went 7-10. Yeah, Jerry, don't let your intrusive thoughts win, man. But nah, Dennis Allen is not going to last. He's not going to last. And when you think of all this, when you think of the grand scheme of it, I'm thinking about a Super Bowl championship, and whenever whenever the team wins the Super Bowl, they go to the middle of the stage and they hold up the Lombardi Trophy and they got the coaches and all that stuff. I can't imagine Dennis Allen and Pete Carmichael being there. I just can't imagine them being there. And like, it's not even with the kind of coaches they are. Just look at them. Just look at them. Do they belong on a Super Bowl winning stage, clapping and enjoying themselves for winning a Super Bowl championship? No, no, no. I can't envision that. I can't envision that. And because I just said that, that already ought to tell you. That already ought to tell you whether or not Dennis Allen and Pete Carmichael should even be here right now. I mean, just imagine you look at the middle of the field when you see Mahomes, you see Andy Reid, you see coaches like Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts, clapping and enjoying themselves and winning the championship and doing the interviews and stuff in front of everybody. Can you imagine Dennis Allen or Pete Carmichael in that position? No. Oh man. Wow. So the technical answer to the question, can we beat Tampa Bay Sunday? Yes, but do I also see a lot of ugly things happen? Do I see the offensive line letting Vita Vea get through and putting Jameis on his ass? And do I see, um, stupid play calling and uh, defense getting tired again? Yes, 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 yes. It's all likely. It's all looking like it's gonna happen. Let alone Tampa Bay last night. listen, they didn't play great. Obviously, they didn't play a great game, especially offensively. Defensively, they let DeAndre Swift run the football on them like nobody's business. So they can be run on, but that doesn't matter in our case because we don't have an offensive line to block. You can sit here and talk about Kamara coming back all you want, but who's going to block for him? How is he going to get through? How's that little skinny thing going to break through tackles? He's not. And the way Tampa Bay's defense looked last night, and I'm not saying they look great, but it looked like they were trying. It looked like they were fighting. They had grit in them. They got takeaways. They were physical at some points in that game. Held Philadelphia, and I know 25 points is not necessarily a small number, but it's an average number of points to score in the NFL. You hold that offense to 25 points. I mean, the defense tried. It was the same thing. They were on the field all night. They got tired. The Saints aren't even a tenth of what Philadelphia's offense is. I think Tampa Bay is going to have a field day on defense against this offense. I mean, you can say what you want. And Jerry, that's where I've been, dude. That's why. And you sit here and I know you comment under my videos and say, why don't you pick the Saints? Why don't you pick the Saints? Well, it's because of stuff like this. I'm immune to it. A lot of people have a positive outlook on things with the Saints, and I try to be that way, but I also don't want to let my feelings get hurt. I don't want to let myself down. I don't want to let myself get disappointed. So the best thing for me to do is to keep my wall up because I know better. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much talent we have. I love Demario Davis. I love Cam Jordan. I love our defense. I love Chris Olave. I love Michael Thomas. I don't hate Jameis. I don't hate Jameis. But when you think about what's standing in your way of all that talent, you think about the coaching, Pete Carmichael and Dennis Allen, it just brings you all the way down. Like, oh yeah, we forgot who our coaches were. Football is strategy. Football is strategy. That's all it is. Chemistry, everything. It's all strategy, and that's coaching. I'm anticipating an ugly game on Sunday, and I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to expect. Well, I think I have an idea, but I don't want to say that that's what's going to happen. But realistically, I gotta, be realistic. That's where I'm at, Jerry. And the funny thing about that is when I say that, they got these little degenerate 20-year-olds or 19-year-old Saints fans, these little kids, coming on here and saying, "Don't ever call yourself a Saints fan again." I'm like, who are you? Who are you to tell me about my fandomhood? Because I'm not a homer? Because you're a homer and you're delusional and I'm not? I'm not a real fan? Screw you, dude. I can't stand delusional homer fans, dude. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. I've never been that way. Ever. 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 And this is why. This is why. If you would have told me what was going to go down last week and then Um, like let's say week 3 I had the Saints losing to Green Bay, but I also had us coming back and beating Tampa Bay the next week. I was like, yeah, we'll lose to Green Bay, but we're gonna beat Tampa Bay the week after. I'm not worried about that game. Now, Now, after what I saw, after the way we lost and the things that have transpired, whew, man, that defense got to be scared. That defense has got to be scared that they're going to have to be on oxygen the entire day because the offense can't move the ball. What's up, Goose Sports? How you doing, man? If you're popping in late, uh, the title, "Can we beat Tampa Bay?" Technically, yes, but realistically, I'm expecting a loss. I'm expecting us to. And last night, you can say what you want, and Goose, you saw the game. You saw the game. Tampa Bay didn't play great. The defense didn't play great. Offensively, they played terrible. But you had to say that on defense, Tampa Bay did try to show some signs of life. They tried to fight. They tried to play physical. They tried to keep their team in the game. And I mean, Philadelphia is a great offense, and they held them to 25 points, 23 points. And holding somebody to 23 points in the NFL is usually a good thing. Um, but even whenever Philadelphia ran the ball all over down Tampa Bay's throat, it was a product of the Tampa Bay defense getting tired, man. That defense was on the field all night, and I mean, you can say what you want, but Tampa Bay's defense did try. They tried to play physically. They tried to show some kind of grit. And Philadelphia's offense is 10 times better than the Saints. So you'd have to think that they held Philadelphia to 23 offensive points. You'd have to think, okay, they hold Philadelphia to 23. 23 divided by 10, what is that, like 1 point something? So what are the Saints good for on Sunday? 3 points? I think Tampa Bay's defense in their front is going to be all up our ass, all up Jameis' ass. That's my prediction. The defense is literally going to have to get like 3 pick sixes or something to win. And that's what I'm saying, Goose. The Saints don't have an offensive line. We know that. But the funny thing is I have more faith in the offensive line than I do in either of those two clowns, Carmichael or Dennis Allen. Dumb and Dumber. I mean, at this point, you're keeping them over here because of continuity. Because you've had them here for a while, you know them. Gail Benson, the owners know them. They're good friends with them and all that. That's why they're here right now. I think that's why they're here more than anything. It's not because they believe that they can bring us a championship. It's because they know them. They didn't want to, get rid of them that easy. It wasn't fair. It wasn't fair. You can't just get rid of Pete and Dennis and it's their first season. Bullshit. Bullshit. Mickey Loomis, Gail Benson, y'all want to win or not? I mean, I don't care what you say. I think that's about the best reason why they're here is because they have continuity. And I don't mind keeping Dennis Allen around as a defensive minded coach, but what are the odds he's going to want to step down into that role? Not good. He's not going to want to step down and be a defensive coordinator in the same place where he got promoted. Why would you want to get demoted? Dennis Allen is a great defensive minded coach, and if he had only the defense to worry about, there's no doubt in my mind that I would love him. So I'm not completely written off on Dennis Allen of being a part of the staff. And I said this last year. But in relation to him running the team as a head coach, he's not fit. Yeah, Snakebite. We stopped running the ball. We You didn't see any kind of Taysom Hill plays. All them little uh, end around Taysom plays where he would run around the corner. You never saw none of that. But you saw that in the first 2 games. That would have been a good time to use those plays. Run some clock and wear out the defense, but no. You want to throw little slant passes to Michael Thomas. And on 3rd and 3, up 17-11, you decide to throw a 40-yard pass out of bounds to nobody. Dude, where was Jimmy Graham the rest of the game? Where was he at? Where was Jimmy Graham? Where was Shaheed? Dude, you can blame the offensive line all you want, but and they suck. They do. But coaching, bro, like what are y'all thinking? Are you working with Vegas? Are you working with Vegas? Did you put money on the game, Carmichael? Did you put money on the game, Dennis Allen? Oh man, this is stuff like this that makes me just think like the coaches are literally trying to lose based on the point spread and all this other stuff, dude. Like you can't be that stupid. Like you have to try to lose a game like that in the fourth quarter. You have to try. Like you have to try really hard. Green Bay did nothing for 3 quarters. They did nothing. Jordan Love was overthrowing everything. Everything. And all of a sudden in the final 13 minutes you're up 17-0 and you have the ball because you just got a big stop. They just got a huge stop on 4th down to start the fourth quarter. And at that moment, I was like, okay, we're up 3 scores. They haven't done nothing. This thing is over. Like, the Saints don't have to score anymore, and this thing is probably over. And boy, was I wrong. Boy, was I wrong. Man. Wow. Whew, man. Wow. Oof. Tough. Where are you hiding? What's up? What's up? Where are you hiding? Nice to see you around. It's not Jameis' fault. Jameis was 10 for 16 for 100 and something yards, man. Derek Carr was 8 for 13 for 103. The stats were similar. The stats were similar. I mean, what are you talking about? It's not Jameis. Jameis could throw the ball down the field. But Sean Payton babied him for all these years. And now, in his mind, he doesn't feel like he can do that. And Dennis Allen is a scary coach. Pete Carmichael is also a scary coach. So what do you think's going to happen? These little dunk and dunk little plays? Probably that's it. It's just, I don't know, dude. We got 2 coaches right now that don't know how to be aggressive and, they play not to lose. It's like playing on Ultimate Team in Madden where you got a weaker team than the other guy, but the other guy starts messing up and throwing pick sixes, so you're up 17, and then all of a sudden all you want to do is just hold on to the lead and just punt the ball back to him, and then he starts whooping your ass in the fourth quarter. Like, dude, I just. But hey, it's like a bad marriage. It's like me being the father of a daughter, me having a daughter, and her getting married to some douchebag that I can't stand. But I got to deal with it because I love my daughter, and that douchebag is whatever. But as long as my daughter's happy, I'm happy. It's kind of like the same thing here. It's like I love my team, but I think the coaches are douchebags, and I really, they suck. At least Pete Carmichael does, and Dennis Allen would be much better as a defensive coordinator. But that's my Saints, so I gotta cheer for him, and I love him, and whatever Dennis Allen fucking does, I gotta stand behind, I guess. Um, Yeah, Jerry, it's been like that for a month, dude. I don't know. I got confused. I was looking for the little blue Twitter bird, and then I see X. And I was like, what the hell is this? That kind of. I'm still trying to get used to that. Um, where are you hiding? Listen, man. There's no doubt. I'm not worried about our defense. I know our defense is going to hold through. I'm not worried about them. I'm not. I'm 100% not worried about them. I'm worried about them getting tired over the course of the game because the offense can't do shit. Like you're forcing the defense to get pick sixes, not even just turnovers. You can get a turnover inside the 20, but the offense ain't gonna do nothing but kick a field goal. Saints could get 3 turnovers in the first quarter and kick 3 field goals, 9-0, and then you still got a whole game left to play because you can't convert 3 turnovers into at least 17 points. Like that, I mean, dude, just play basic football, man. Just play basic football. You get in the red zone, put Jimmy Graham out there, throw him the ball. Well, if Carlton Davis comes back, then yeah, we'll have to worry about him. He was out last night though, and I'm not sure about what's going on with Jamel Dean. I know he got hurt. Um, but listen, guys, I'm about to go into work. I got a job to go do. I can't sit here talking about the damn Saints all day. I just had to kind of, I guess, start up a new topic, a new conversation, kind of move forward. But my confidence level for this upcoming week is definitely on the lower end of the spectrum. Let's just put it like that. But we'll see what happens. I'll see you guys later on in the week. I'm out.